You know that person who always cancels plans? Tired again, busy again? Maybe next time. They're not avoiding people. They're protecting something. If a Friday night in pajamas sounds better than a Friday night out. If canceling plans feels like a reward, not a loss, there's a reason for that. Society calls it boring. Psychology calls it something else entirely. The first trait, a nervous system that recharges in stillness. Extroverts recharge by being around people. The noise, the movement. The chaos, that's their fuel. But some people are wired the opposite way. Every social interaction, even an enjoyable one, slowly drains the battery. And home is the only charger that actually works. Psychology calls this optimal arousal theory. Some brains need more stimulation to feel good. Others need less. Preferring home isn't laziness. It isn't fear. It's just how the nervous system is built. While everyone else is out chasing energy from crowds, you're generating yours from silence. That's not a deficit, that's different wiring. And it's not going to change just because someone thinks you should get out more. The second trait, a need for control that the outside world can't provide. Out there, everything is unpredictable. Loud strangers, last-minute changes. Small talk with people who don't actually care about the answer. But at home, you control the lighting, the noise, the temperature, the vibe. For people with high sensitivity, that control isn't a luxury. It's how they function. The outside world has too many variables, too many inputs that can't be adjusted. Home is the only environment that bends to you. Instead of demanding you bend to it, that's not weakness. That's knowing what you need to operate at your best and building a life that actually provides it. The third trait, a rich inner world that doesn't need external entertainment. Studies show that people who genuinely enjoy solitude tend to be more creative, more introspective, and better at problem solving. Staying home isn't doing nothing. It's where the best thinking happens. Not in a crowded bar, not at a party full of noise. In a quiet room, a book, a thought spiral at 2 a.m. that leads somewhere interesting. Psychologists call this low stimulation preference. The inner world is rich enough that the outer world doesn't need to constantly provide content. Most people get bored the moment they're alone. They reach for a phone, a plan, a person, anything to fill the silence. You don't have that problem. The silence isn't empty for you. It's where everything actually happens. The fourth trait, finding joy in small rituals. Most people rush past the morning coffee routine, the favorite spot on the couch, the way the light hits the room at a certain hour, the specific order of a night in that feels less like habit and more like ceremony. Most people sprint through life chasing big moments, loud experiences, Instagram-worthy events. They miss the texture of daily life entirely. People who love staying home don't miss it. They live inside it. They've built a life where the small things actually register. That's not sad, that's presence. That's noticing what's actually in front of you, instead of always needing to be somewhere else to feel alive. The fifth trait, depth over noise, peace over performance. Society romanticizes being out there. The parties, the events, the live your best life culture. But what if your best life is a documentary? Some food you made yourself? And zero obligations. What if the best night is one where nothing happens? And that's exactly the point. People who love staying home aren't missing out. They've just stopped measuring their life against people who need different things. They don't need to perform happiness for an audience. They're not collecting experiences to prove they're living. They already know they are. Quiet life isn't empty life. It's chosen life. Depth over noise, peace over performance. And that trade-off isn't for everyone, but for those who make it, nothing else comes close. Here's what all of this actually means. Preferring home isn't a flaw to fix. It's a wiring difference to understand. Some people need the world to feel alive. Others need the world to quiet down so they can finally hear themselves. If you turn down invitations without guilt, feel genuinely happy on a solo Saturday, and would rather rewatch your comfort show than make memories, you're not broken, you're not boring, you're not missing anything. You're just running on a different system than the people who think everyone should want what they want. If this explains something you've always felt but never had words for, subscribe more content like this is coming. Psychology that validates how you're actually wired.